is trying to complete a 3-game sweep. Top 3, Chuck Finley plays Tom Evans like a saxophone. Chuck said later this was a throwback game. Next batter, Royce Clayton gets blown away. Finley 13 Ks in his Jacobs Field debut. Next batter, Chad Curtis swings for the 3rd strikeout. Pitch gets away from Einar Diaz. Curtis goes to first. So Finley, already the only pitcher to ever strike out 4 guys in 1 inning twice, does it a 3rd time, gets Rafael Palmeiro. 38th time in history a pitcher has K'd 4 in 1 inning. 7th time since the start of last season. Bottom 7, Esteban Loaiza was off the meat rack. Got Manny Ramirez, who struck out his first 3 times. Got Jim Thome, who struck out 171 times last year. Got Richie Sexton. Loaiza, career-high 10 Ks. Bottom 9, Tribe down 1-zip. Manny Ramirez, 2 for 15 lifetime against John Wetland. And the Lord said you got to rise up. A 3rd homer of the year, 201st of his career. 432 feet were tied at 1. Next batter, Jim Thome. Off the charts. Are you kidding me? His 201st career homer. 2 guys who go back-to-back for the 6th time together in their careers. Both hit their 201st career homers. Indians win at 2-1.
Chavez against Ramon Martinez with the bases loaded, 2 outs. The double will clear the bags, and the A's stake to a 3-1 lead. Bottom 7, A's up 4-2. Jose Offerman is facing Omar Olivares. 2-minute board, 2 outs. The pitch gets away from Sal Fasano. Varitek goes to 3rd. Wilton Veras goes to 2nd. Olivares with a wild pitch. Offerman, next pitch. Base knock. Varitek and Veras score. But Offerman gets a little greedy, gets caught in a rundown, and is tagged out. But the damage is done. The game is tied at 4. Bottom 9, still tied at 4. T.J. Matthews against Carl Everett. Ball game. Dead central. Art Howe has got to be stunned, and he is. Everett and the Red Sox, in dramatic fashion, pick up the victory, 5-4. The Red Sox are the only team, by the way, without a stolen base, starting for the first time in almost 4 years, replacing the injured Andy Pettitte. In the 4th, he coughs up Mike Sweeney's 7th home run of the season. Sweeney 3 for 4, 3 RBIs, 2-0 Royals. Bottom 8, 6-4 Yanks. 2-minute board for Chuck Knobloch. 1 out, and Knobloch, the line drive to center. Clay Bellinger is going to get nailed at 3rd, but Jorge Posada comes in to score. The Yankees win it 8-4 and stay unbeaten in the Bronx. Jim Leyritz had been 0 for 11 before his tie-breaking homer in the 7th. As New York stays perfect at home, Kansas City had won 8 of 9 heading into the Bronx. Mike Sweeney's homer is 7th, which is tops in the majors. He hit 22 last season.
Braves and Brewers, anybody want to turn the thermostat up? Temperatures in the 40s. They do sell Tylenol cold and flu at the pharmacy. Top 4 1-1 game. Runners at the corners for Javi Lopez. True. Brings in Andres Galarraga. Lopez 2 for 4, hitting .351 early this year. Bottom 6, Terry Mulholland tells Jeff Jenkins, you ain't got to go home, but you got to get the heck up out of here. Mulholland did not allow a runner past first base after the 3rd inning. Top 8, scary moment for Jim Brewski. Gets nailed by Andrew Jones's liner. Brewski would leave the game with a contusion to his right shoulder. Braves leave the game with the win, 2-1. In the final game before the return of John Rocker, the Braves get a mad skills performance from Mulholland, who came into this game with an ERA of nearly 13. Terry just missed his first complete game since June 18th, 1997.
2-3 Rivers for the Pirates and the Mets. Bottom of the 1st, bases loaded, game tied at 3. Aramis Ramirez. Back through the box, Ray Ordonez. He's done it again, getting the force. Ordonez getting the ball, making the flip to Edgardo Alfonso. Pirates take the lead on the play. Top of the 8th, Mike Piazza is at 2nd, and Robin Ventura hit a bullet. Piazza coming around to score. Ventura had 6 RBIs on the afternoon, and the Mets score early and often and win this one 12-9. Chris Benson got the start for the Pirates. Did not factor in the decision. Left-handers batting .560 against Benson with 6 homers. Right-handers batting just .160.
Inning, 2 outs. Alex Rodriguez was blazing. Solo homer to left. 3rd homer of the year. A-Rod 4 for 5 on the day. I mean a fat 4 for 5. 4th. A-Rod rocking a fat bat again. 13th career multi-homer game. One of 22 Mariner hits. M's up. 8th inning, bases loaded. A-Rod. Nah, no way. Deep to left, goes just foul. A-Rod said later, I was running down the line, doing everything I could to keep it fair. Don't worry, bro, because on the next pitch, Lord have mercy. He just done made his kinfolk so proud. Pookie and them, and Ray, Lucretia, Shantae, Moesha, baby daddy. Career-high 3 homers, career-high 7 RBI, 7th career grand slam. A-Rod called it his best game ever. Mariners win it 19-7. Lost in the fatness of A-Rod's hype game. John Olerud, 4 for 4, scoring 3 times. Jay Buhner, a homer and 5 RBI. Did I mention Mike Cameron's homer? Do I need to?
It's 231. Joe Mays against Brady Anderson, and Brady has just left the building. First batter of the game. 37th time he's done that in his career. Bottom 7, Sidney Ponson is on the mound. Torrey Hunter at the plate. A little comebacker. Bottom 9, Ponson still pitching. Jacques Jones at the plate, and that's your ball game. Ponson, the complete game shutout. O's pick up the victory by the final of 5-0. Ponson's first career shutout. Here's host of the Reds. Bottom of the 2nd, Sean Green. Back through the box, and Barry Larkin is there. Top 4, Reds up 1-0. Michael Tucker has just left the building. His 3rd on the year. Reds go up 3-0. Bottom 6, Gary Sheffield at the plate. Sheffield, 5 homers on the season now. 3-1 Reds. Bottom of the 7th, 2 outs, bases loaded, and it's Sheffield come calling again. 3-2 pitch. Now watch the reaction of the little guy there with his dad. And Reds win it 5-3. Steve Parris allowed a run on 3 hits. In his 2 previous outings, he coughed up 10 earned in 9 innings of work. Sheffield homered in all 3 games of the series.
Cards up 1-0. Thomas Howard against Rolando Arrojo. Howard yokes it. The Cards' 2nd home run of the inning said Arrojo, it was a bad day. When I have a bad day, everybody can hit me. Top 3, J.D. Drew can hit everybody. With the sacks jack, J.D. was raking. A double clears the bases. Drew 8 for 16, 12 RBI. This year, Cards win it 9-3. Cardinals now have homered in 8 straight games. 4 of those games without McGuire. Colorado's 3-game winning streak, a thing of the past. Cards Rockies, game 2, top 9. Rockies up 14-11. Mike Matheny facing Gabe White, 2 outs, bases loaded. White misses high with the breaking ball. Edgar Renteria score. You know, there really were 32 hits and 17 runs in this game, but who needs to see hits? Next batter, Eli Marrero got plunked, 14-13. Next batter, Placido Polanco. What sportscasters who go on the air after baseball games don't want is extra innings. Thank you, Larry Walker, and bless you. Walker also 2 for 5 at the plate. The game 2, lasted 4 hours, 19 minutes. 2nd longest 9-inning game in National League history. The record, the Rockies and Dodgers in '96, a game that lasted 4 hours, 20 minutes. Fernando Vina, 5 for 5, 4 runs for the Cards. He also went 5 for 5 in a game 2 years ago to the day.
To San Diego for the Padres and Astros. Chris Holt against Phil Nevin, the former #1 draft pick of the Astros. His 6th on the year. 3-0 Pods. Nevin went 3 for 4 RBIs. Bottom 3rd, same score. Nevin is up to no good again. Base knock brings in Al Martin. Martin scored 5 times on the afternoon. Top 5, it's 10-1 Padres. Matt Clement, the wicket breaking ball, the whiff on Craig Biggio. Clement, 7 innings, 8 strikeouts. Padres win this one comfortably, 13-3. Martin scoring a team record 5 times. Tied his career high with 4 hits. He's batting .315 on the season. Nevin has homered 3 times in 4 games, giving him 6. Runner at first, Fred McGriff against Todd Jones. Shane Halder can't field the grounder, so 2-minute board instead of the game over. Later, Vinny Castilla, bases loaded, base knock. Dave Martinez and the pinch runner, Tony Graffinino, will score, and we're suddenly tied at 6. Next batter is the gritty, the gutty Mike DeFelice.
Jones again to DeFelice.
Waits for the breaking ball. Greg Vaughn comes in. Devil Rays go up. Hold off the Tigers to pick up the victory. 7-6. Roberto Hernandez worked an inning and a third for the victory. Even though teams aren't hitting home runs in Comerica, they are hitting doubles. The Tigers and Devil Rays combined for 5 on Sunday. Average attendance for the Tigers' first 6 home games, just over 26,000.
Angels balling on the south side of Chicago, bottom 7. Paul Konerko facing Scott Schoenweiss. Remember those catches two-time Gold Glover Jim Edmonds used to make in center field for the Halos? Darren Erstad. Serious grab. Said Mike Sosa, you're not going to find a better catch than the one he made. Erstad also all good with his bat. 3 for 5. Sunday hitting .472 for the season. Angels win at 3-1. Respect, man. Kid's only hitting .194 this year. Down the right field line. Called fair for the solo homer. Floyd's second of the year. Marlins up 6-5. Mark Grace is like, come on. Come on. Didn't you see that thing curve foul? Take another look. If it disappears behind the pole, it's fair. Good call. I think foul balls shouldn't be called foul balls. They should be called unfair balls. Don Baylor has a different definition of unfair. Fish pull it out 6-5. Marlins came back from being down.
Exposed. Bottom of the 8th, Phillies down 4-2. Rico Bronya at the plate, 2-minute aboard. Bronya 0 for 13 this season against lefties. Felipe Alou hoping his pitcher can capitalize. Bronya with a base knock. Peter Bergeron can't get it. Bobby Abreu, Scott Rowland make it 4-4. Bottom of the 9th, Abreu facing Anthony Telford. Bobby Abreu, one of the best when men are on base. Over Vladimir Guerrero's head, Rob Ducey scores, and the Phillies come from behind to win this one by the final of 5-4. Abreu led the majors last year.
Facing Jeremy Giambi, bases full, 2 out. Becerra gets him. Becerra gets out of the jam. There's hope for the Red Sox yet. Bottom 4, no score. Red Sox bases full, 2 out. Gil Heredia facing Jeff Fry. Fry the liner up the middle. Jorge Velandia, great catch. Heredia pitched 7 scoreless innings. He struck out 4. Top 6, still no score. John Jaha facing Becerra. Runner on second. Jaha. How did that get by? No more. Garcia Parra. Olmedo signs diving. He better. Scores. A's go up 1-0. Top of the 9, same score. Tim Wakefield. Brian Christensen, 2 on, 2 out. Christensen. Find some room. Darren Lewis. Lewis come up throwing. Jason Varitek tagging. Ben Grieve at the plate to end the inning. Simple. Red Sox down 1-0. Nobody out. Jason Isringhausen strikes out Garcia Parra. No more. 1 for 4 on the day. Izzy would pitch a perfect 9th for the save. The A's find a way and win. Meet Boston in Boston 1-0. For the A's, just their 2nd win in their last 7 games.
Trying to stop the bleeding. Facing the Angels, Kelvin Escobar in a jam early. Bases loaded, 1 out. Facing Garrett Anderson. They don't need more runs against them, do they? Anderson grounds to the 4-6-3 double play to end the inning. Said Escobar of the 47 runs the staff gave up over the weekend. It's unreal. I couldn't sleep last night. Top 6 tied at 1. Move on second. Garrett Anderson hums a single to center. Big Mo comes around to score, right? Big Mo Vaughn comes around to score. Hold up. Check that. Umpire Rick Reed says Vaughn didn't touch third base. Mo said later, I'm disgusted with myself. It was a stupid play, and it changed the complexion of the game. Bottom 6, Carlos Delgado. I see you, big baller. Double to left center. Delgado 3 for 3 with 2 doubles. He's got 7 two-baggers this year, 2 on Blue Jays. Bottom 8, 3-1 Toronto. Brad Fulmer at the plate. Bases loaded. No outs. Fulmer. Booyah! Grand slam. 3rd homer of the year. 2nd career grand slam. Toronto wins it 7-1. So after allowing double-digit runs 3 straight games, the Jays pitching staff finally comes correct. 25-11 against the Rangers the last 3+ seasons. Top 7, 1 out. Darren Oliver working on a no-hitter. Paul O'Neill, represent kid. You know, the Yankees have not been no-hit since 1958. That was their first hit. Next batter, Bernie Williams, as cool as the other side of the pillow. His 3rd homer of the season. Bernie's got 13 RBI. Yankees tie it at 2. Top 9, 2 outs. Yankees down 3-2. John Wetland in for Texas. Remember, Wetland gave up those back-to-back 9th-inning homers
down the right field line and fair
to the Tribe on Sunday. Tino Martinez rocks a single down the right field line. Chuck Knobloch scores, ties the game at 3. We go to extras. Top 10, no outs. First pitch of the 10th inning. Jorge Posada.
Last one at center field. Hit well.
Posada's 2nd home run of the year. Hitting .293 this year. Yanks up 4-3. Top 11 runners on 1st and 3rd. Martinez singles down the right field line. Derek Jeter scores. Martinez only 7 RBI this year. 2 of them in this game. Bottom 11, Luis Alicea. Check this out. Foul tip, hits his leg. Posada steps at home plate, tags him out. It's ruled a double play. Watch it again. The ball hits your body while you're in the batter's box. It's a foul ball. Ump doesn't even see it. Jeff Kellogg blows the call.
Grabs it, tags home. touches.
Leave it to the Rangers to run in some more bad luck playing the Yankees. Johnny Oates is like, hold up. Come on, bro. Can we get a replay here? Last batter, Scott Sheldon grounds to third. Ball game. Game is over. The Yankees beat the Rangers on a bad call. The Yankees who swept the...
So why the success? Pitching, the long ball. Arizona tied for third in home runs, and no staff has a better ERA than Arizona's 2.89 average. But Buddy Bell liked what he saw in his team early. Scoreless game, top first. Mike Lansing on first. Larry Walker. It's all about creating. Laying down the bunt, Lanny Harris can't do anything with that. He was shocked. Next batter, Jeff Cirillo. He leads the league in doubles, but he lays down the bunt too. The bases are loaded. And then the next batter, Todd Helton. Oh, tricked you. Sends one to right. Lansing and Walker would score. Part of a 5-run inning for the Rockies, because that's what was the score, 5-0 Rockies in the second, and Omar Dahl was a mess on the mound. He was frustrated. Hits Cirillo. Some players come out of the dugout. Cirillo says, this is so not funny.
Cut it out, guys.
Yeah, you know, Cirillo was 2 for 4 with 2 runs scored. Thanks, guys, for letting me have the time to explain that. Bottom 5, Masato Yoshimi, meanwhile, would get some support. Kelly Stinnett to Cirillo. Cirillo makes it look so easy, the 5-4-3 double play. Larry Walker scored 3 runs in this game, and it was a 9-1 final. The Rockies scored 14 on Sunday, followed up with these 9 on Monday, all without a home run.
At Wrigley in an afternoon tip. First inning, Kyle Farnsworth rocks Preston Wilson to sleep. Pete, don't blame the bat, man. Blame Kyle. Wilson 0 for 5, 3 Ks. Third inning, Marlins runners at first and second. Derek Lee uses his oblique muscle to bloop a single. Oh, I'm jealous. You look at Derek's oblique muscle, but you won't look at mine. Farnsworth gives up 4 runs and 6 hits in the third inning alone. Cubbies come back in the 6th. Shane Andrews has just been straight banging. Crosses this ball over the left field wall. His 6th homer of the year. The 2-run jack puts the Cubs up 5-4. 7th inning, 5-5 Marlins. More Derek Lee and more of his oblique muscles. Another boring single, but it scores Cliff Floyd. Lee 2 for 4, a couple of RBI. Farnsworth 6 runs on 11 hits. 9th inning, Eric Young batting, but not for long. Marlins win at 6-5. Marlins scored all their runs on singles. All but one of their 12 hits were singles, so Chicks don't dig the long ball. Said Kyle Farnsworth,